I'll say this, right? I'm a nobody. But it's like I've been seeing so many people asking Asian creators to speak up about the whole uh riots in LA and all these deportation things. This is something that a lot of people don't understand. Asian people, we support the country. We support the betterment of the country. We support that. So what is there to say? What is there to say? We support the deportations of illegals. It is honestly tiring, because here's the thing: we want the country to be better. We want the country to be better. We want the country to, if you did it legally, if you stand in line, if you paid the price, right? You paid the money and all that. You did all the process, the paperwork, all the stuff, which usually most Asian people do. Why would we care about someone jumping in line, crossing the border, and all this stuff? Why should we, you know, be happy about that? We're not really. This is the thing where we're not really dependent. Asian people aren't really dependent on migrant labor, right? Not like other people. We're not really dependent on migrant labor. So we're not gonna cry that the U.S. is pretty much backing what they promised. The U.S. promised, or this presidency promised, that they would deport illegal immigrants. They're doing that. Why are you crying? Why are you crying about it? This is the thing where, you see it, like these immigrants are waving the flags of other countries, burning down the flag of the U.S., and then you think Asian people want to support that? No, they want to stay away from that. They don't want to be grouped in with these people. That's the thing. Asian people want to, focus on themselves and their community and their country. They don't want to be grouped in with these people. So really, stop asking Asian influencers to speak up about it, because you won't like what they say. You won't like what they say. So really, it's better off that they do the content that they're doing, instead of, say things you don't like. Because here's the thing: Asian people don't want to focus on the negativity and, say what they're really thinking. Deport, right? Deport illegal immigrants. They are fine with it.
I have a genius idea about immigration. Hear me out. I'm going to open a hamburger shop. It's only going to sell burgers and fries. That's it. One item. But it's going to have two prices. If your hamburger was made by an immigrant, it'll cost you $10. If the same hamburger was made by somebody who was born in the US, it'll cost you $22. I wonder how many $22 hamburgers I would sell then.
I'll buy the American made. At least I know that if it's $22, the person who made it is not being used for slave labor. That's the genius idea. This is the thing where this is the Democrat. They they want to use immigrants for slave labor, for cheap labor. Why is it $10? Why is the immigrant's hamburger $10? Because you can pay them $1, right? You can pay them their wage $1, while the 22, you're at least paying the American-born, what, $10, $12 an hour? So at least I know that my money is going to someone who can actually live off of their work. They're not being used, okay? It's like, why are the Democrats promoting slave labor? Why? Right? Such a genius idea. This is why I stopped being a Democrat. Honestly, because it's so stupid. The hypocrisy, the delusion, the idiocy in it. Seriously, you want to promote slave labor? Cheap labor? Is that what you want to promote? That's your genius idea. Absolutely. I mean, people are just idiots. Really? And this is the thing where, what we should promote in, the riots and all that stuff. So instead of, deporting people that will bring down the wages, okay? No, you want to keep them so you can have cheap labor in your own country. So you don't have to pay natural-born Americans higher wages. It's funny that California is like that. You're fine with cheaper labor, lower-cost labor, right? For the millionaires, right? The millionaires, the billionaires that live in California, so they can have people to do their lawns, their maid service, their home, their construction. All the cheap labor they can have. Yeah, that's great.
Good news, red states, you can now pick your own fruits and vegetables in the blazing hot sun for $5 an hour.
That is the insanity of the left. So you knew that the illegal immigrants were making pennies on the dollar, and you don't care. You don't care. But now that they are being deported, now you care. Now that you care, this is the thing where a lot of people see the insanity, the hypocrisy, and delusions of the left. They are honestly, thanks to my comments, they are just as racist as all the people they complain about. They are just as racist, constantly saying that I'll be deported, constantly body shaming, constantly saying a whole lot of racist remarks. You people are hypocrites. You people are disgusting. You're no better than the people you complain about. Right? That's right there. That's the insanity. That's the hypocrisy. And this is the thing where the right, or even the middle, they see the hypocrisy. They see the delusion. That's why they don't. That's why they can't stand people on the left, because you guys are crazy. Seriously, out of your mouth, you knew that illegal immigrants were barely making anything. Okay, so you didn't care about it before, and now you what? What is that supposed to be now? A gotcha, or like some kind of It's like, really, I swear they are so stupid. It really is. It's really disgusting how stupid. And I think it's funny that so many of my comments saying, "Oh, you want to be close to white, you want to be white so bad, you want to I don't know, all these things about the white people." That is a white woman, right? And the left is trying to be, really? No. The right seems to be more logical. That is a white woman who's spewing the insanity. So really, you're stupid. I don't agree with the white liberals' insanity. So ridiculous.
The Obama administration deported over 3 million people. Biden over 4 million. But neither one of them needed troops in the streets to do so. That is all you need to know about this administration.
And that statement is all you need to know about the left, the modern liberals, and Democrats. Yeah, why didn't he not need it? Why didn't those two people not need troops? Why? Because this is the thing, right? No one was protesting. None of them cared, right? The sympathy, the empathy that they talk about, caring about, black and brown people, all that shit. No one said a single shit. No one cared. Right? You can see the agenda. You can see the ideology and mentality. This is, at least the people on the right, they're consistent. Okay, they're consistent. While the left, they're not. They are hypocrites. They're delusional. They're insane. Okay, they only care because they hate Trump so much. That's it. They do not care about minorities. They do not care about minorities. They do not care about illegals. They don't. They want to fake morality. Because if they actually cared about illegals, they would be consistent. When Biden did it, they would be protesting. They would be out in the streets protesting. They would be stopping, any kind of deportation. But they not. They didn't. They didn't care. They didn't even talk about it. No news, no nothing. Okay. That's the thing, and that's the thing that shows you how immoral, how fake the left is, right? Because, like I said, at least the right is consistent in their views. They don't really change it up. I personally haven't seen it. And this is the thing, right? You can see in my comments. The most racist people are in my comment section. And guess what? Those are the liberals. Those are the Democrats. The people who body shame me, who insult me, who even give me death threats. Those are the liberals. Those are the Democrats. Right? The people who say, "Oh, you need to be deported. You and your family need to be deported." Those are the liberals and Democrats. This is why I hate two-faced people. I believe at least the right, you know who they are. They put their image out there for you to see. They're not lying to you about who they are. While the Democrats, the left, they're all lies. They're fake. They're fake people. This is extremely dishonest. I saw a few people talking about the arrest of Don Lemon. Okay, they're saying, "Oh, they're arresting him because he covered a protest. The First Amendment, all that crap." They're being dishonest. Every single person, right, who is against the arrest of Don Lemon, The only thing they say is that, oh, you're arresting a journalist who was protesting, who was covering a protest, who was exercising their First Amendment. That's what they're saying. Not a single one of them mentioned him being in that church. Not a single one of them. Not a single one of them mentioned him entering a church and disrupting a congregation, frightening people, scaring people. Not a single one of them. You wonder why. You wonder why. Because that would change the narrative. That would change the narrative to see that, you know what, maybe it wasn't about the First Amendment, right? Maybe it was about him terrorizing a group of people who had nothing to do with anything, right? Who's minding their own business. A group of people who weren't outside doing whatever, right? Who's minding their own business. He entered, right, a church, uninvited, but I mean, you know, it's a church, and terrorized a group of people. That's what he did. That's not you exercising your First Amendment. No, that's you being a terrorist, right? That's you terrorizing citizens. So he wasn't arrested for exercising his First Amendment. He was arrested for being a jackass, for being a dick, right? For being, honestly, what is it? Probably a terrorist in a sense, right? Not necessarily harmful, but malicious, right? Not a single one of these people, right, who was talking about their outrage about Don Lemon being arrested, mentions the church. Not a single one of them. That's why you see how, this is why I'll constantly see how Democrats, how the left are dishonest. Okay? They don't mention the whole picture, right? Probably Don Lemon was covering the protest. He was outside, you know, joining all, whatever. But it stopped once he entered that church. Once he terrorized those people, right? Once he brought fear into these people. Because who's gonna know, right? What would any of these people know what they're doing? None of these churchgoers knew what these random ass people entering their church was gonna do to them. So I think it's funny. I think this is why I'm honestly said where I'm fed up with the left. I'm fed up with Democrats. They're dishonest people. They're hypocrites. They like to control the media. This is why so many people are upset about the media. This is why they're so against the media, right? Because shit like this. They're so outraged about the media. How you guys want to create such a skewed narrative and then it turns into like a propaganda, right? A propaganda machine. This is the problem I find. Absolutely disgusting with these people. I want to make a comment about this whole Black Panther, Black Lions crap, okay? I saw a comment that said, you know, that they said, someone comment said, you should stop putting them down. They're doing something that, you know, you wouldn't do, or, you know, they're trying to help you. Yeah, they're trying to do something I wouldn't do. They're trying to help illegal immigrants. Makes sense. Makes sense. Literally spitting on the sacrifice and efforts of your ancestors. You create a group instead of trying to stop or curtail or lessen black on black crime, your brothers killing your brothers, the high violence rates in your own community, right? Stop killing the people in your own communities. Policing your own community, right? So the police don't even have to do it, right? How about do that? Okay? How about care about your community? How about care about improving your community? How about the illiteracy rates in your community? How about the impoverishedness in your community? How about caring about your community? How about trying to feed your community? How about caring about your community? No. Let me care about illegal immigrants. Makes sense to me. The stupidity in that. You not realizing how, I'm not saying I'm old enough to understand, but I at least understand the gist, or, you know, the summary, where the Black Panther movement, they focus on bettering their community. They focus on protecting their community. They focus on, you know, being champions of their community, of their people. You care about illegal immigrants, people who don't give a shit about you, right? These illegal immigrants never give a shit about you. They never gave a shit about black people. But yes, let's create the Black Panther movement to stop federal agents from handling illegal immigrants. That's what you care about? You can tell how it's just a bunch of like PR shit. Like kids, right? Kids trying to, you know, gain notoriety. Kids trying to, you know, be cool with the left, with the Democrats. Where Black Panther movement didn't care. The Black Panther group, they didn't care about being cool or any of that shit. They care about their community. They care about their people. You neither care about your community or care about your community or your people. You care about illegal immigrants. The absolute stupidity in that. I'm sorry.
Hi! That could have been you yesterday in Minneapolis, in case you weren't aware. That could have been you, just minding your business. and, getting your life taken away from you. That could have been you. Are you mad yet? Are you mad yet? Can you feel it, Mr. Krabs? Are you mad yet?
This is why I hate the left. I'm sorry. This is so dishonest. Insane dishonest. No, it couldn't be you. Because would you join a convoy of citizens trying to impede federal agents? Could that be you? Then maybe yes. Could it be you that you would, escape police? Won't listen to federal orders? Could it be you? Would it be you that, instead of, stopping your car, when an officer tells you to get out of your car, you didn't, and you still chose to keep going, right? You chose to almost, or kind of, run him over, right? Could that be you? This is so disingenuous. Could it be you that you are from a different state, and you chose to go to another state to protest ICE? Could it be you? Could it? It's the absolute stupidity of this. No, most Americans wouldn't do shit like this. Most people wouldn't do shit like this. Get a life. I've said this before. You didn't do this. You didn't care. You didn't join a convoy. You didn't try to protest deportation of illegal immigrants during Biden nor Obama. So, could have been you? Right? Oh, now, because of Trump doing it, you're outraged. This is a thing where it couldn't be most Americans, because most Americans do not live their life by politics. Okay? Most Americans don't. Most Americans see that this is stupid. What are you accomplishing? What are you literally accomplishing? I've yet to see these activists actually stop the deportation of illegal immigrants. So I don't understand. What are you trying to accomplish? If you are smarter, which I believe, hopefully most Americans are, that, you know what? The best you should do is use your power to vote. Right? Who you elected, get them to do what they need to be do. Okay? Get them to enact or, pressure or do whatever. It's their power. It's their job, not yours. You can't accomplish shit. Particularly like this stupid ass. I mean, it's like, seriously, trying to stop the deportations of illegal immigrants? No, it couldn't be you. So, no, I have no sympathy for a stupid woman. I'm sorry. Now, again, I said this before. I don't think she deserves to be fatally shot. If no one's going to say it, I'm going to say it, right? Asian people support ICE. We support our government doing what's best for the people. We support our government, establishing law and order. Asian people support law and order, right? Asian people support, caring about the government, caring about the country, caring about the people, right? If you don't belong here, if you came here illegally, right? If you got caught, well, back in the line you go. We have, I did another video, okay? So, and then I got comments like, you know what? You're next. This is the thing, you're not. Particularly if you're not stupid, right? After that Minnesota woman who was idiotic, protesting, blocking, interfering with federal agents. If you're not stupid, that wouldn't have happened to you. If you minded your own business, it's like, this is the thing where Obama, Biden deported more people in Minnesota, right? I think I saw someone said Biden, I think, deported like over 8,000 illegal immigrants. You didn't hear a peep from these people. You didn't hear no Democrats calling Biden, agents that followed Biden's order Gestapo, right? You didn't hear none of that. You didn't hear no Democrat calling out the insanity of it, right? The terribleness of it. We don't care about Americans. Democrats didn't care. They wanted to deport illegal immigrants, and they did it more than Trump. They deported more people than Trump. Okay? Obama, Biden deported more people than Trump. You didn't see none of these people protesting. You didn't see that woman protesting. Right? You didn't see minorities giving a shit. But now, because of Trump, you care. Your fake ass care. That's why, that's why you don't see Asian people in the shit. Right? You don't see Asian people dealing with this crap because it's stupid. Because it's not logical, right? Why would you care one time but you didn't care another time? That don't make sense. So guess what? Asian people are more smarter. And this is why, no, minorities won't be next unless you're stupid. And I'm sorry, right? If you're stupid, you get what you get. Right? I'm not saying she deserved to get shot, but when you do stupid shit, you get crazy ass prizes, right? She got the consequences that, that happens. Right? This is like the Democrats and the left don't understand. You're gonna get stupid ass consequences. Plain and simple. Don't be an idiot. It's not your job to protest federal officials. You want to do something? How about contact your representatives, right? People that you voted in. Contact them. Let them deal with it. That's their job. Your job, right? I think she was a mother from another state. Stop thinking that you're some kind of social justice warrior. Stop thinking that you're some kind of warrior, like you're saving people. You're not. Because where were you when Obama did it? You didn't give a shit, right? But because of the Democrats, right? Because of your, the big mouthpieces of your party telling, oh, these are, Nazis, these are fascists, these are Gestapos, right? These are terrible people. You have to do something. Guess what? You're going to get them mentally unstable, thinking that they're saving someone, right? Thinking that they're a warrior, thinking that they're an activist. They're saving people, right? They're saving lives. No, they didn't care about these illegal immigrants to begin with. They never did. Only because the big mouth, big mouth loud pieces, right, of the party, when they said something, that's when the mentally unstable one did shit. No, Asian people see the stupidity in it, right? I hope you do too. I hope you do too. Don't interfere in shit that has nothing to do with you, okay? And to be honest, shit that makes sense. We are deporting people that are here illegally. They can get back in line, right? Go back to the country, get back in line, do the process over. That's pretty simple.
Bob, I want to jump in here. I want to ask you, where you're at right now, and we're seeing the images on the screen. There's that flag you were talking about being burned here. What kind of things are they shouting? The crowd that's out there, I know they're obviously not happy ICE is there. They've been talking about that. What are they saying? What's the energy like where you are right now?
So that's one reason why I'm not getting too close, so I can hear all of you, because it is loud out here. It's profanities, a lot of profanities against ICE.
Let's talk through what's going on here for a second. There are people who came into our country and who are in our country illegally in Minnesota. The state of Minnesota is ripe with fraud. Taxpayers are going into Minnesota to remove people who are in our country who should not be in our country, and they're also looking to get rid of all the fraud that is taking place in the state of Minnesota. And the Democratic voter base and the Democrat politicians are trying to stop them from doing that. Think about that for a second. They're trying to stop them from doing that. Then, in the midst of trying to stop our government from enforcing our federal laws and stopping people from frauding taxpayers, a woman decides that she is going to obstruct ICE from doing their job. So she's busy obstructing ICE from doing their job. Then when she is told to get out of her vehicle, she refuses. Instead, she puts the car in reverse, adjusts a little bit, and then aggressively accelerates forward and actually hits an officer. When this agent is hit by the vehicle, he then opens fire and one goes right through her face. And now the left is saying that this man murdered her. And now they're out in the streets and you can see burning the American flag. This is the modern left today, actively fighting against our government for enforcing our laws and trying to stop people from committing fraud, obstructing federal agents from doing their job. A woman F's around, she finds out, and yes, it's unfortunate. And then as a result of that, they start protesting. You can see people carrying the Mexican flag around, and now you can see an individual burning the American flag at these protests. I've said it before, I'll say it again, the modern Democratic Party today is a problem.
This is my thing, right? When you're so mentally disturbed, when you do these things, like when I see people burning the American flag, waving flags of other nations, in my mind, and I've said this before, I'm America first. 100% America first. I'm American before anything else. So to see so-called Americans being fine with burning the American flag, this is why I have no sympathy for them. I'm sorry. I don't say they deserve it, right? I didn't say that this woman deserves to get shot, okay? But it's like, I have no sympathy for you. I have none, okay? I have none. Because here's the thing where it's like you are so idiotic, right? What do you think is happening with you protesting? You think you're stopping illegal immigration, right? You're stopping them deporting illegal immigrants from you protesting, from you throwing snowballs at ICE agents, for you burning American flags, for you doing all this stuff. You think you're doing anything? You're not doing shit. Okay, it's for your own ego, right? You think you're something like, oh, you think you're so special because you are doing this. You're an activist. But you're doing nothing. You're accomplishing nothing. Okay, you're just entitled people. You're just an entitled party. That's the Democrat Party. You don't accomplish nothing, but you talk a whole lot of shit. But again, I want to go to a thing where this is extremely un-American. I mean, yes, it's within our rights to burn flags and do that, but like, it's un-American in the way that do you even love your country? Do you? It's okay to have critiques of your country, but to want to shit on your country, right? Shit on the American flag. It comes with history, right? It's like I swear to God, like, what's the point of you having politicians? What's the point? That's the insanity, right? You elect the politicians you elect, period. So it's their job to do what you want them to try to do, okay? It's their job. And if they can't accomplish it, well, who are you to do anything? You make it seem like this one lady protesting is gonna, stop ICE from doing everything? No, you're stupid, right? And now all you're doing is just honestly not getting other Americans on your side for something that is honestly a terrible situation. Things like this, okay? And doing it and like not caring about the Somali fraud, all this stuff, it's not getting other Americans on your side, right? It's just making certain Americans just unsympathetic to the consequences of your actions.
A 37-year-old woman was shot and killed by an ICE agent in Minneapolis on Wednesday. Here's how it unfolded. CNN reviewed video of 3 angles of the shooting. The woman first can be seen in her car waving her hand out the window as 2 federal officers in a truck pull up. They then begin to approach the woman on the driver's side, telling her to get out of the car. At the same time this interaction is unfolding, A third officer, who would soon shoot the driver, can be seen walking from the opposite side of the vehicle. That officer draws his pistol as the car first reverses and then begins to move forward. He then fires multiple shots. Another angle seems to show the car making contact with the officer before he fired his gun. The car then accelerates and crashes into a nearby parked car. After the shooting, neighbors asked to administer aid, shouting at the federal agents. We have our own medics.
Where are they? Where are they? How can I relax? You just killed my neighbor.
First of all, I don't think that was your neighbor, because I heard, correct me if I'm wrong, she was a protester from another country, from another state, right? I could be wrong, but I heard that she was from another state, going there with her girlfriend, her partner, into that state to protest ICE. Now, I'm going to say this, right? I think it's senseless killing, right? You did not need to shoot her. I'll agree with that. Okay. Could you have shot the car? Focus on the car? Yeah. The tires? Okay. I mean, you didn't have to shoot the window. But this is the thing where this is the problem with so many leftists, so many insane, unstable Americans. Okay. And it's hard for me to call these Americans. When an officer, right, when authority tells you to do something, I'm sorry, you should. Okay, you should. Particularly, you are in the wrong, right? You are in the wrong. You are obstructing, right, federal duty, official duty. Come on. This is the thing where we have so many people who think. I've seen other videos of protesting and stuff like that. It's like, I'm not saying you deserve to be shot, but it's like these people think that there's no consequences whatsoever for what they do, and that's the problem. There's no fear, no respect for authority. You don't care what happened to you. You don't even think anything will happen to you. Now, death shouldn't happen to you, but again, consequences will happen, right? And the worst consequence is death. It happened. She shouldn't have been there. It's like, I'm really tired of these idiots protesting the deportations of illegal immigrants. I'm really tired of it, okay? If you want something to change, go to your politician, right? Have your politician do the work. Because really, all these protesters have yet to stop, in my opinion, I'm not sure I've seen it, have yet to stop the deportation of people, right? You're just entitled people. You're just entitled a bunch of white people. You're just entitled leftists, entitled Democrats, right? That's all you are, entitled. You're not stopping anything. You're not actually making any kind of change. You didn't care. You didn't care about these illegal immigrants before Trump, right? You didn't care. I didn't hear a peep from you during Obama or Biden's time. But when Trump comes on, now you care. Now you care about illegal immigrants. Now you care. And it's funny that you care, but you also talk about high growth prices, and you don't realize, or housing and all that stuff. You don't realize that illegal immigrants can add to that, right? It's just the stupidity, right? It's just the stupidity that these people are just wanting to, make issues. And again, I'm not saying that she deserves it. I'm just saying that we have a bunch of entitled Democrats, leftists, thinking that they are social justice warriors, thinking that they are, freedom fighters, that they're making changes, doing these stupid ass protests. You're not. Okay. Again, you want to make actual changes, even if you could, is you contact your politicians and force them to do what you think is best. Right? Get together with your politicians. This is who you vote for. This is the point of having a representative. Right? That's the point. I don't know. It's just, this is the stupidity right now where these people are protesting for idiotic things, idiotic reasons. They never cared before. Now they supposedly care. And now it's like, it's just tiring. Okay? And this is why we get senseless violence. Right? We get stupid situations like this. Okay? I mean, I've seen them, throw things at ICE officials. I've seen them do so many things, right? And what do you think that's going to accomplish? What do you think that's accomplishing? These people, although they're ICE, they're human beings too. So if you agitate them, if you get them in an emotional state, even though they're professionals, they could do stupid shit. Even though they're professionals, we're all human beings. We can get irrational sometimes. So this shit is just stupid.
I'm Somali. I'm proud to be Somali. To me, being Somali isn't just eating bananas with rice. It's a lot. It's like it's an interesting thing. It's very hard to describe what it means to be Somali and what it means to be American, but it's like a cultural fusion. It's kind of like the bananas and rice. People don't really see, like, it's people don't think, oh, you can eat bananas with rice, but that's what it's like to be Somali and American. It's like that combination of banana and rice, but you're gonna get.
the woman that's supposedly saying ICE kidnapped her or arrested her and all that shit, right? Who knows if it's true? We'll see. But I just wanted to talk about the first few seconds, right? Like proud of being Somali and all that stuff. I always find it funny that the ones that hate America, the ones that are so proud of their ethnicity, proud of their country of origin, are the same people that one leave their country of origin, won't go back to their country of origin, won't stay in their country of origin, and won't leave America. I've always said this, right? I'm not saying that I'm not proud of being an Asian, right? An Asian American, but I've always said it's America first. I view myself as American before anything else, before being Vietnamese or whatever. Okay, I view myself as being American, America first. I'm proud of being an American. That's above all else. Okay, so I'm not gonna say that. Oh, I'm proud of being Asian. I'm proud of being Vietnamese. No, I'm proud of being an American. Being an American has given me the life that that I have. Okay, I believe there probably is countries better than America, but as an American, America's the best country for me. Okay, America's the best. I only wish the best for America. I just find it weird that some people who don't want to assimilate, who don't want to be part of the American culture, way of life, American ideology, be good citizens, be lawful, abiding citizens, care about America, care about the country. Are the same people who always hate on the country, always want to carry the flags of other countries, always want to rep that they're from other countries, yet won't leave to be in those other countries or left those countries to be in America for whatever reason, right? Better opportunities. You pretty much, if you say any opportunity, any reasons, it shows you that your country wasn't that great, and you would gladly leave your country for something better. You're not a citizen that I'm all that crazy to clamor about. So I'm just those few seconds just got me a little bit I guess I'm gonna say triggered, but I mean it's just funny perspective that a lot of the protesters, the right, I mean the left, constantly wave the things they do just shows you how un-American they are. So I don't know. That is what I see wrong with the left. The left is making their political ideology their life, their way of life, their personality, who they are. This whole thing with how people are having now Trump deranged syndrome. It's like, seriously, get a life. I mean, like, we have a serious issue where so many people are so mentally disturbed. You are so intertwined with your politics that it's ruining your life. It's affecting your life, right? It can affect your life to a high degree. This is derangement, right? Unbelievable, crazy.